Who did Marvin learn to play music from?
I don't know. He just took it up, I reckon. He could play a banjo when he was a little old boy. He went in the army and then he got playing the guitar.
Somebody in the army taught him slide guitar?
No, he learned that slide guitar from old Hawaiian man. It's about all he played over there when he was over in the Highlands. Slide guitar. Yeah, he said him and that old Hawaiian man just get off out in the grove, or coconut grove, drank some kind of old wine. Said he was big old fat, said he weighed about 250. Never did wear no shirt, wore beads around his neck. Said they'd sit there and play. He was one of the best I ever heard of. I mean, he could play in any key, from B, whatever that first fret is, all the way up. If he happened to not be tuned with somebody, he could find it on the neck. If he happened to be a fret high or fret low, he could play with it.
Is he the one that got you playing?
No, I started myself. He was in the army when I started playing. I ordered a little outfit from Sears for 50 cents. Nut and steel, 3 picks. Yeah, I put a nut on the old guitar. I had a little old flat top guitar. First one I ever had was a Sears. Didn't cost, I don't guess, over $5 or $6 new. It's a pretty little old guitar. Had a rope and a tassel on it up next to the neck. Old dealer Denny had it. I don't know where he got it, where he bought it new or what. He come to the house one night, going down to Skaggs Corner. He'd been somewhere he could thump around on one a little. He was going on down to the church building. He said he wanted to leave that guitar there till he come back by. He said, I'd like to get rid of that guitar. Of course, I wanted one. I always wanted one. I had a little old .22 rifle. I bought it new. No, I didn't give much for it. I told him I'd swap my .22 rifle for it. He looked at it, well, I'll trade with you. Just a little single shot. I kept that little old guitar, I don't know, several years. I ordered a little old book. Didn't cost much, I think 50 cents. Easy method, they called it. It showed the diagram of how to tune one with a fret. Just tune where it made a good tone and start out. It showed where to put your fingers. I got where I could tune one. It took me long. I couldn't move my fingers fast enough to chord one, but I kind of figured it out. I'd seen off Marvin play a steel enough to know how to move up and down the neck a little bit. First year me and Rachel was married, we moved out down there. And it rained in the spring. I got my ground ready to plant cotton. Had to fertilize knocked in. We'd plant cotton, lay off rows, and then we'd run a fertilizer distributor right down the middle of them 2 rows I had laid off, and then run over it with a scratcher and fall it with a planter. Well, I had everything right ready. I was going to get my cotton planted early. Mr. Black will come by, and it's about, I think it's 7th of April. I told him, I said, I'm going to plant my cotton next week. No, don't plant it till after the 15th. It's just too early. Of course, Dad told me, no, you can't plant it. It's too early. Well, it started raining first of the next week, and it rained the rest of April, and just about every day. And the 27th of May, it got dry enough we planted my cotton, and Dad didn't get his planted until first week in June. And it turned dry, and it didn't rain enough to wet you real good. Plumb on like we cut little dab of hay we made. We made a little. I think I made 4 bales, and I think that's what he made on 9 acres. His is so late. It's barely enough corn to do us. I didn't have no cattle in that but one little calf. Mr. McCurdy furnished the horse that I worked. I started out with a little old mule. He had it up there. He'd been using it around the garden and a little. He brought it over there and said, that'll make you a good plow mule. You make a crop with him. I said, I like to work, and he's a good little old mule to work, but something got wrong with his shoulder. He just, you tell he's hurting awful bad. And I just got disgusted. I went up there and told Daddy, I said, I ain't gonna work that mule no more. He's a hurting. I told him what he's a doing. Mr. McCurdy come out, and I told him there's something wrong with that mule's shoulder. He said, well, he had Sweeney is what he called it. He had Sweeney in his shoulder one time. He got showing me they split a place on his shoulder and put a dime in it. And on the skin, he said that's supposed to help it. I don't know why in the world they done. And he told me, well, I think I know where I can get another horse. And Mr. Austin's down there got some mules and horses for sale. He said, I'll just take him back up there and keep him around and work the garden with or trade him off. He said, we'll go down there and see what Will Austin's got. And we took off down there in a little pickup truck. He had a boys at the farm for him. It was up on an old steep ridge. He had that big old mare and 2 mules to riding disc. Mules on disc like them old army shoes. They was going around and around in a circle. He looked them over. He told him, said, now these mules ain't been worked much. He said, now these mules sometimes they get kind of wild. And one of them old boys said, well, if you don't ever holler loud at them, they do all right. But if you ever holler at them real loud, they'll just go wild. And Doc, he looked at old big mare. She's an ugly old thing. Had a big old brand on her hip. You want to know what he wanted for that mare? He said, I'd take $125 for her. And Doc, he said, well, we'll try and see how she does. She does all right. Well, we'll keep her. If you're gone, I'll bring her back to you. Mr. Austin had an army saddle there, and he saddled that old mare up, adjusted the stirrups for him, and told him, now just let her walk. You won't have to trot her or nothing. She'll walk home before night. Boy, she would. She'd walk fast. And I rode that old mare from Deerhead Cove. And that's the best, boy, you could get the work done with her. The only thing, her old feet was so big. She ever got a little out of balance and got on a row of cotton or corn, she'd stomp it down for. And she'd been working them old ridges. That's where she had broke down there. And she'd start around a curve. Well, she'd lean uphill every time she did. I made 2 crops with her. I have run around that 5 acres of cotton in a day with her around to the row. Tonight I'm a tall, hairy cowboy, been in the saddle all day, searching the hills and valleys for cattle that stray away. Old horse is lame and leg weary, his feet are broken and sore. But someday our work will be over when we get to that other shore. When I get way up there yonder, I'll whistle soft and low, and my old faint horse will come running from a pasture in heaven, I know. I'll give him a handful of sugar and watch him say thanks with his eyes, and we will go off together to report to that range boss on high.